Welcome. Yeah, that's Pat. That's Eric. Obviously, welcome to Fancy Breakouts, and we made it. We made it. We're back. We're back on and whatnot. Um, Today we got some things to cover, obviously, before the kickoff and whatnot. So be there, pay attention. Got any questions? Reach out. Let's get into it. So first of all, go ahead, Eric. You want to start us off?
Yeah, so we're going to start. We'll watch out for any live questions and we'll get to those right away. But we'll start out with some of the. I have some of my fringe players that I would definitely want to start today that maybe you have on your bench that could be worth looking at. So my first one is definitely Tyson Williams. He's definitely the RB1. Latavius Murray isn't going to come in. He came in on Friday. He's not going to learn the whole playbook. He cannot play more than what he can't get the ball more than 10, 15 times. There's no way. Maybe he'll snake a touchdown or something. But Tyson Williams, I mean, you might not know a lot about him. He had a great preseason. He's 5'11", 220, so he's got good size for a running back. Player profile, he comps to Damian Harris. So we've seen Damian Harris have some success. So he's ranked, I've seen him ranked around the 30th overall running back, and I think he should be more in the 20s. I mean, they're playing the Raiders. The Ravens are going to whoop the Raiders. So very average run defense, should be winning most of that game. So I would definitely look at him in that Damian Harris, actually David Montgomery range, maybe in the 20s range. So if your guy has a really bad matchup, or he's not one of the top 20 guys, I'd look at Tyson Williams. He could be a freaking RB2 the rest of the season. I mean, I'm big on him. Pat, I know Pat's been a big Latavius guy, so I just want to ask you, like, who would you rather have going forward, or do you have any thoughts about today with him?
Both.
Just grab them both?
If you can grab them, grab them both. You got to think about it, man. Ravens run offense. What do they do? That's their thing. Not saying Lamar Jackson can't throw, because I really do think he can. It's about the players around him. But overall, like, their scheme, they need this run heavy offense, period. Like you said, Tyson, I'm not trying to, toot my own horn or anything, but I've had him for a while. They've been raving about him in the camp, preseason, all that great stuff. Nothing but great things to say about the man. He's been going to work. And tomorrow is going to be his opportunity. Yes, Latavius is there, but I got both of them, and I made sure I had both of them because you never know, right? But anytime you get a piece of that run offense, keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that for you. But I think both of them can definitely experience success in that scheme.
So we're saying pick him up right now. If you're probably in a
Oh,
league.
yeah.
I saw
Every
a league. He was available. It was Friday. He was available. I told my friend to pick him up. No questions. Well, he was a Gus Edwards, owner. So, and then RIP to him. So Tyson's got the speed, man. I know he's got the speed. We've seen it in the preseason. I'm just worried about Latavius losing a step, and then maybe he'll just be the goal line dude. But a big bump for Lamar Jackson too today. I think he's going to go off a little more than usual. So,
well, I think feeding off that once again is Latavius got released, and we'll see. But some people, you might feel that way, but honestly, Latavius was only the guy for 2 seasons. So he's still got some in the tank, and
this might be the last
if he
year.
were to go down, then yes, Latavius would be the guy. I'm not worried about Le'Veon Bell, personally. Who's the other guy they got? I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about those two. That's these two running backs.
Yep. Forget it, Le'Veon.
No. Old news, man. Anybody else, Eric?
Okay, my other one, that one's a big one for me. But I like T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd today. I think Minnesota hasn't shown anything. They've looked like the worst they've ever looked in the preseason for the last 10 years. I think they look awful against the pass all preseason. Anybody that tells you the Vikings run defense is bad, though, they don't know what they're talking about. Entire different front four. I mean, you gotta be completely just going off of last year. They gave up 4.7 yards a carry last year, but this year they're just gonna be that team that completely plugs up the center of the field, and everybody's just gonna throw short passes, long passes on them. So T. Higgins, I was really debating starting T. Higgins over Mike Evans or Godwin. That's how much I'm on T. Higgins this week. Which maybe that wouldn't have worked out if I would have sat Godwin. But Danielle Hunter's back. I wouldn't be playing Mixon and DFS. I think you're relying on him catching a swing pass for a touchdown or something. I think he's going to be, if anything, he's got to. Yeah, not my DFS guy this week, but T. Higgins, Boyd, I think you got to start him. And then also Corey Davis, he's got a good matchup. I don't see how he walks away from this game catching less than 7 passes. I mean, what was it, like half the preseason plays went to him?
Yeah.
They were freaking lighting him up, man. So I think he's going to catch 10 passes today. And he'd be, if you're in a wide receiver 3 league and you have Corey Davis, you'd have to start him, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think? Anything on that?
I guess, honestly, right now, for this week, I'm waiting to see what kind of defenses, like who's a good defense, And then obviously 1 week is 1 week, but like you said, last year it means nothing a lot of times. A lot of times they come back to add some pieces, either works or it doesn't. I'm also looking for those defenses that teams are going to put up points on. Personally, going into the other night, I thought Tampa Bay would put up more than that. But they hung around. They actually made it a really close game. So I thought that Tampa Bay would just be throwing all day over him and Cowboy. It is what it is. So I'm really excited to see, one, how the Falcons use Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to catch some balls, But I really want to see his productivity. We talking about 80 yards. We talking about, 100 yards and whatnot, because you got to think it's only him and Cal really. Yes, Russell Gage is cool, third string, but he's not meant for the spotlight. I'll be honest with you. He's not meant for that. And I also want to see the Eagles offense, personally.
That's a big one.
Let's see, there's a lot of talk. Miles Sanders goes overlooked sometimes, but it's like, man, they finally going to give this man the ball, period. And then Devontae Smith. We'll see how that goes. Jalen Hurts was pretty productive when he was in. He had a couple step backs, but he's a rookie quarterback. What do you expect, So I'm excited to see how they use that and just how that formula looks on paper or in reality.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. Devontae Smith, I think everybody's watching him today.
Yes.
Don't overreact. Sure. Maybe they don't get him involved right away just because coaches are stupid with the rookie thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Justin Jefferson last year, but
he's running routes and on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's important. So, again, I guess those are my people I wanted to start. I'd be looking at sitting Claypool this week if I can. I just feel pretty nervous about that, unless you're in like a very deep league, 14 team or something, and you have to. I want to see what we get from Big Ben. I feel okay with Deontay Johnson this week, just because of his separation he can get. But Claypool, I'm a little bit nervous about. What about you, Pat? Are you thinking that same way, or what do you think?
Well, Claypool specifically, I don't know who's going to be the guy. Like, I know Deontay Johnson's going to get the ball, but I want to see how much Najee Harris really takes away from everybody else.
Yeah, good point.
Because if this man's getting 20, 22 touches a game, including like pass attempts and whatnot, and if he's being productive, Big Ben's arm, just think about that. Maybe they just work Big Ben back in, or even though maybe his arm doesn't have that much left, and then they gotta, use it, when they need to, type of thing. So, and Claypool, remember last year when they played the Bills had them on clamps. Like, he didn't do anything. So, the Bills' defense is not something that's easily overlooked or whatnot, but Damian Sanders or David Montgomery.
Yeah, let me try. I'm trying to change the.
So Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, or David Montgomery, I'm assuming.
Can't get it.
That's Damian Harris. I'm playing Damian Harris easily.
He says Damian Sanders or David Montgomery.
Harris. You're gonna play David Montgomery against the LA Rams defense, really?
I'm nervous with that too.
Miles Sanders, we don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they give them in. They should give them in the ball. They should have given the ball the last 2 years.
I'm nervous with if you say that Montgomery's absolutely going to be trash this week, maybe he's going to get 9 or something. That means the Bears aren't going to score any points in that game. So Pat is very unconfident.
I'm not confident. They're going to clamp him up. They're going to get a couple of touchdowns, but it's not going to be predicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be some random Darnell Mooney bouncing on Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, he said it's Damian Harris. So yeah, Pat wants Damian Harris out of those three. I think that's your safe bet for sure. We'll get to the Bears though. I have them in my props thing. The other one, Tua. I'm worried about Tua. Thanks for the question, Izzy. I'm worried about Tua, man. Against New England, they got the Gilmore back, right? So they got him back. That was a question.
He active today?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm checking Schefter's thing right
That's
now.
one of the defenses that I'm personally interested to see if they're back.
Mhm.
'Cause remember, they were there until once they gave them the option. How many people opted out right before the season?
Yeah, no, they should
They
bounce back
instantly
real
fell.
well.
That- And they're a free agent in a lot of leagues right now. So I'm interested to see that. I don't want nothing to do with either side of that as far as defense and offense because actually we got the is in that. But I don't believe in Tua either.
So
Not
Tua
for
and Gesicki, I wouldn't start either one of them, right? You with me on that?
Nope. Which
Okay, and then I was looking at some props here. So I had one I liked. It feeds into what I said earlier. Joe Burrow over under on FanDuel Sportsbook is 264 for this game. I think I would like the over on that.
over.
I think that's pretty easy, man. And then yeah, here we go. Bears as a team, their points for tonight. Guess it. Guess what it is. You know,
14.
18.5. So I was thinking under for that. The game over under is I think 44 or 48. But I like the Bears under on 18.5.
Definitely.
They lost a couple guys in the one corner, but they're bringing most everybody back. They're looking good.
It's not. It's just that Rams. That's another team I'm interested to see. I want to see what Matt Stafford can do because people often overlook Matt Stafford's greatness. Honestly, he's really productive.
Did you say greatness?
Yeah,
Coming along.
he's on
with
Detroit. I mean, how many passes? You know what you're gonna get out of him, right? Like if Matt Stafford and Matt Ryan switched places, they would have had a championship.
All right, skip.
So another person I'm not playing, it would be like Jamal Williams and Swift. Not playing either. I don't care. I draft him. I don't care. I just think that there's too many question marks right now. And they're playing that 49ers defense. Once again, that defense is back. They're healthy. I think you can have better options than those two. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, we're big on Mostert. Did I even bring that up yet?
Nope, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, so Trey Sermon's out.
What's he out for?
What did he
Rookie
have the
healthy
one day?
scratch?
You were telling me, I remember it was a month ago. You're like, you drafted him, but he was injured. And I was like, no, he's not. Then he played all these
He had-
preseason games. What was it? Do you remember? Was it a knee thing?
It was a knee ankle thing. I know that. I gotta look it up. But yeah, he was out for a little. That's why I was saying to people, but I mean that's a long time ago. Obviously, that's a month ago. Things
So-
change. But
So we're gonna get what is it? Who's the third guy? Is it McKinnon? Now I'm forgetting.
no, McKinnon's he's on a different team. He's not there anymore, bro.
That's right. As soon as I said that,
I really don't know who.
I know. But I think Mostert should get at least 3/4 of the
But
snaps now.
you know who else is gonna be who's
DFS.
gonna relish off this?
Who?
You ready?
Trey Lance.
No.
Your guy, Kittle.
Yeah, that too. Next. Brandon Ayuk, man.
Better be handing off to him.
They
They handed off to Debo too, though.
I'm saying both those. People
They're gonna do
just
some
do not
sweet
look.
shit.
They do not respect these guys. I don't understand. They both like these action plays, X factors. They're gonna give them the ball.
Yeah.
They know they got to keep Mostert healthy. Mostert does not get enough respect to begin with. I love Mostert. He just health wise, but that's last year. For week 1 against Detroit, he should have been playing. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about opportunities, as Pat says, and he's got his today. So let's see if he can put together a healthy season. He's 20. What is he? 29. People just knock him for that, man. But
he doesn't have a lot of miles on his body either. So
he's got some preseason miles, but there's only a few of those games.
Bro, did you see that? Just watch. I don't know.
That's exciting. So Pat, for your DFS people, who would you upgrade? I mean, I think we're talking about Mostert. Would
That's
you
a good
would you
look
be
right
would you
there.
feel comfortable like starting Tyler Boyd if he was pretty cheap, or I think Tyson Williams probably the minimum, so everybody's playing him. That's the problem.
So, for instance, I had a lineup. Um, I had Matt Ryan because I think Philly Atlanta shootout.
I
Chase
think that's gonna be the
Edmonds.
highest scoring game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Chase Edmonds, okay.
James Robinson, Devonta Adams, Marvin Jones Jr., Calvin Ridley,
Why Marvin Jones?
Dak.
Let me stop you. Why Marvin Jones out of
He
the
could
three
possibly
guys
be
they have?
that because he could possibly be the number one. He's a rookie quarterback, right? Marvin Jones. He carried my championship last year. Marvin Jones has been a productive receiver. Like, if he could be that safety net, he's gonna get the ball. He's pretty, durable. He's pretty, I think that's who he's gonna lean on between those.
Okay.
Now, I also believe in Schnote.
And then the
I'm a high
coordinator
Schnote guy.
the coordinator was with Marvin Jones before. That
That-
helps too.
Devin, whatever his name is. Yes, he's come
Yeah.
from Detroit.
Hmm.
Zach Ertz, obviously George Kittle, and the Charger defense. That's the lineup I like.
Okay.
And I got another one.
We gotta. Speaking of that, yeah, gotta be looking at that in like 20.
I got another one.
All right.
Jimmy G, Mostert, Robinson, Corey Davis, Deontay Johnson, McLaurin, Zach Ertz, Tyler Lockett, and San Fran defense.
Yep, I like that too. San Fran, pick them up, man. If you have I don't know, like let's say you have the Browns or the Chiefs, those teams are playing each other today. I don't really like that.
Mhm.
If you could drop them today, they'll sit on waivers. You can try to go get them Wednesday, right? Start
Depending on the league, yeah.
start San Fran. Denver defense I like today too. I picked them up.
I'm also interested to see how Houston does. We know with Deshaun out there, but Tyrod's really. I respect Tyrod a lot because he's been through a lot. The man's been on 55 teams, and he does not keep an opportunity. Even though, like the 1 year was on the Bills, he deserved that. Like that should have been his. And, politics, whatever. But I'm interested to see how the offense goes because they just traded away their best corner to the Saints, Roby, I believe. The Texans did.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that defense
Dismantling it. They're just dismantling the team. So that was a game
So
line
if-
I like. Yeah.
So that might be that team where between them, and even the Jacksonville Jaguars, their defense wasn't, the cream of the crop. So we got them. We already know about Atlanta. I'm looking for those teams that no matter who they're playing, you play everybody against them. You know what I'm saying? 3 points. That's what I'm really looking for. I want to see, honestly, if Tyrod can keep up. We talk about his receiver, Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks is pretty, versatile and whatnot, but can Tyrod get the ball? So
What would you call a defense that you can just swarm up against like that? Give me a name for that, Pat.
yeah.
But
Handout.
well, it's a handout. They're giving out handouts.
Yeah.
Um,
And my handout number 1 this week.
yeah, I do feel like a chump, kind of like a sheep picking that, but the Jags are were only favored by 3 last night, and now it's 3.5, so it's moving that way. But I mean, doesn't that seem too easy?
I think because they're both bad, but I think the Jags offense is way more concrete than the Texans offense.
Yeah.
Period. They
Well, I
got
think
way
that-
more,
The Jags are more average at everything, whereas like Texans are just terrible. I mean, unless we see
Yeah.
like some crazy special teams dude or somebody pop out of nowhere. I mean, they're looking awful.
think about the
Also,
skill positions, so.
yeah, and like also, yeah, we talked about the Ravens a little bit at the Raiders. They're in Las Vegas. They're only favored by 4 on some sports books, but I saw that they were favored by 4.5 on another. Does this seem right? Doesn't that like throw you off? Seeing these
I'm
lines?
interested. That's another thing I'm interested about.
Would you
that
think it'd be a
defense
touchdown?
Because when they lost Marcus Peters, Marcus Peters is one of those people like people hate him, but most of the times he makes plays. Man makes plays.
Yeah.
Flat out, he makes plays. And when they're losing that X factor, who's going to replace that? You saw Marlon Humphreys get burnt by Rashad Bateman in the pregame or the preseason, like when they were doing the in-camp scrimmage and stuff like that. Marcus Peters to me is by far their best X factor, and with him out, as a Ravens defense owner, I'm looking for a defense right now because I don't know how that's going to look. Now, obviously, with the Raiders, it's week 1, but Darren Waller's a dog. But other than that, like if they're getting Henry Ruggs and you got Brian Edwards, you got a lot of different people there. We got to see what they look like.
Yeah, they have a new safety, Chuck Clark. But then, yeah, you're bringing up Marlon Humphrey as your cornerback 1 now, which I've never really seen him get exposed. Anthony Everett, I've never heard of him. Jimmy Smith might be out. So, yeah, they're getting
Jimmy
a little
Smith is
thin.
on that team?
Yep. He went from, a bust cornerback to very serviceable for a long time. No.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking at as a Ravens defense owner. I'm definitely looking at that because you got Judon who left. Where's Judon now? I'm looking at that. He's at New England. So
yeah, I was gonna say I've seen him in the jersey. I just can't picture it right now.
That's that.
New England's defense, man. Pat's giving away his secrets finally. Pat's being open with his advice.
Wait, hey. Like in one league, I have both defenses right now, and somebody was like, "Why do you have both defenses?" Because I'm playing chess. Why you playing checkers? Who do the Browns play next week? Just tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I don't know.
So we'll see. The first, like we talked about this plenty of times. The first 3-4 weeks of the season, that's when those defenses really like. Who thought the Colts would be good last year?
Right. They have been questionable for so long.
And I think people really their run defense is pretty good. But who are they playing this week?
They are playing the Seahawks, so that's a little bit not a
Chris Carson
easy start. But I watch where that Buckner guy goes. That's my guy. So I kind of was like, maybe the Colts are building something, but then way better than expectations. Green Bay favored by 4.5 points in New Orleans. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but Marshawn Lattimore isn't going to do anything to Devontae Adams. He's very overrated. Lattimore is. So.
I thought you said Devontae Adams. So
hell no. But
so
no,
silly.
Dude, I want to put a parlay together so bad with a couple of these. I think I go money line just cause New Orleans usually plays bad week 1 too. I'd put freaking Green Bay, the Jags, and then what was the other one? The Ravens in a parlay. Just throw $10 on that.
A lot of those are the same boat as
with the line,
man. That defense looks like,
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't get why it's so low with that. Got Jameis making mistakes. We're gonna get Callaway's gonna get Jair Alexander probably most of the game. So what are they gonna do? I don't know. I'm excited though. What do you think?
Sounds like Kamara.
Oh, here we go.
And
question.
What's up, next one too. I think
just straight up trade. Madison is kind of banged up right now. Is he even playing today? And I don't know.
I don't like either one of those guys.
So Pat's saying you could just leave him on the waivers for now.
Yeah, are you picking him up? What's the situation?
Like we said, I think we like Murray. If Murray's available still, grab him. Tyson probably isn't available anymore.
Tevin Coleman, I don't know. That whole Jets backfield is questionable. I mean, I know who's going to eventually take over. Period. Because Tevin Coleman can't stay on the field. Ty Johnson, he's capped. I don't care what they say. Running backs, like someone was like, well, they're the same people, just has more years experience. Ty Johnson has experience. And what world did you come from? Because he put on a jersey. Sounds like a Pat trade. No. At least when I trade somebody's upside. That ain't upside.
He wants more upside than those guys. Maybe Tony Pollard. What about Ty Johnson? Do you like him better than those two? What do you think?
I don't like none of that.
None of it?
I guess for week 1, if you had to.
If you had to start a running back, let's say he maybe had Edwards or somebody.
It's so painful to say that. I would say Ty Johnson.
So Devin Singletary, do you think he's owned in all leagues? I wonder what his percentage
I would
is.
assume so. I don't know. Personally, I don't know why. I don't want anything to do with that because
they don't
the
pass,
running back depth chart
run.
for the Bills is Josh Allen and whoever's healthy. Like they don't get any of that. Like I ain't got the time for that. But it does make it easier today, like you said, with Zach Moss out.
Dude, yeah, this week Singletary is definitely startable. I think he's got him.
Interesting trades.
I think I'm playing Cullen today too.
Somebody offered me
Yep.
Mike Evans and Tyrell Williams for Devontae Adams, and you know who you are. And you must be hungover.
If you watch
That's all
this, you
say.
know that Pat loves Devontae Adams more than
Stop.
some
Just
family
stop
members.
it. Would you trade this, Eric? I had this trade offered to me. Allen Robinson and Calvin Ridley for Devontae Adams.
Allen Robinson, Devontae, what'd you say?
Allen Robinson, Calvin Ridley for Devontae Adams.
Ooh, I probably would. I love Calvin Ridley. Did you
I
do
do
it?
too.
You didn't do it?
Nope, I'm thinking about it. Because that is it's Devontae Adams. You know, the floor is so safe. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And yes, depth is what you need in life, right? But
I would do it. So I told Pat about this, and he was asking me about keeper stuff before the year, and I was like,
Ridley,
they have these.
Robinson.
This is what you just said, and I think it's really interesting.
Put A. Robinson. Put A. Rob.
Oh, yeah, most popular name ever, right?
That'd be interesting, right? That's a pretty, and because I think Calvin Ridley easily, like, you know how, like, what I tell you, I think he's gonna be top 3 this year. I personally think with the opportunities, they're gonna be playing from behind. We already know this. In between him, I think Kyle Pitts. I think people just sleeping on Kyle Pitts, man, and I love it. I love it, man. I think it's gonna be between him and Kyle Pitts. And Kyle Pitts, you guys got to remember, this man can catch everything. Like, he's underneath, he's screened, he's so athletic, and he lines up everywhere. That's a matchup nightmare.
I should show that video of his burst once he caught that one pass. I was like, what the? He looked like freaking
you know what I'm saying?
some like Tyrell Williams or somebody sprinting. Just full. He looked like he got to full speed within like 2 steps.
Quick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just off that, you see the promise. You're like, wow, this is what Evan Ingram always wanted to be. Remember that dude? Oh my, he's so.
I don't know if he's got the yips or something.
And I think, what is, as far as tight ends we got? Obviously, we got our top 4. Those 3, Hawkinson. I'm putting Andrews over Hawkinson. I don't. It's so many people are so set in stone on Hawkinson. I'm not set in stone yet. 1, you got Jared Goff. 2, what happened last year? He started off great, right? But he did not have continue. Like, I'm not set yet. I'm not sold yet. Period. Like, that Washington Redskins team's gonna throw. If it's magic, he don't care.
I like him.
He does not care.
I like him, but I didn't like him enough to get him in multiple leagues. So that's like my level of liking him.
That's being safe. It's like, I don't want to put all my pennies in one bag.
Yeah, I know some people want to have like all the same guys, but I just can't do it sometimes. Gerald Everett's pretty interesting. I want to see how much he's used. If they're not, they have to be thrown in a decent amount though. Who else was somebody else I was thinking about?
I don't have faith in Jared Everett.
Tyler Kroft was getting some passes. That's Josh Gangster Jay's guy. He was getting a lot of passes, though. He was getting a lot of looks. So I don't know. Is he the official starter of the Jets? You're not interested. Okay.
Listen,
okay.
The only Jets I'm interested. Listen, only Jets you should be worried about. Actually, I think I like Zach Wilson, but it's going to be, like you said earlier, Mr. Davis. Then we got Elijah Moore.
Ooh,
Like
I have
Elijah
some
Moore is solid. And on top of that, I think is Crowder out or in today? I think he's out.
He's out.
COVID. Elijah Moore, remember, he was already making him expendable. Talking about you got to take a pay cut, do all this, because they see it. Elijah Moore is a dog. That's why I got him on a league on the bench.
Yeah, they're
and
getting a lot of trade.
Another guy, Rondale Moore. I'm really interested to see what he does today.
Mm-hmm. I hope they get.
Talking about AJ Green, but
I hope they're creative with him. So Pat, guy I was talking about when we were just talking all this crap about the Steelers' offensive line, Pat Freiermuth. He's the starter, man. So he's another one of these Penn State tight ends. I mean, Gesicki, he can catch and do stuff like Gesicki does, and he's bigger.
Okay.
So like Pat Freiermuth, I'm watching him. So he's the actual starter. Big Ben had a conference, and he was like, I don't want to mention, he's pretty good. He's like, I don't want to tell everybody about him yet. So I think Big Ben loves him. So we'll watch him. He's a second round tight end. I mean, he's got the draft capital.
Big Ben usually falls in love with a tight end.
Yeah.
Low key. No,
I'm watching that dude today because he could be a real quick waiver person.
You got any other sleepers you thinking
about?
That's
my guy, I think. I saw it on TikTok. I looked into him. I remember talking about him. If it's like you brought it up, you catch wind of something. It takes like three touches or three influences, and then you start loving somebody. Anyway, so that's somebody I'm really watching. I want to see some targets because Pat and I, we probably value targets the most, especially at like a tight end position, right?
Opportunity, unless you're Gronk, who can go for 3 for 30 or 3 and 2 touchdowns.
30 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jesus. I don't really have anything else. Weather is beautiful. The sun's shining. I think it might rain in, what was it, the Browns game? That's about it. We're good. Weatherman Eric's not going to be popping on until about a month from now.
There's nothing here to talk about. What about... I'm interested in seeing a couple backfields. We already talked about the Raiders. Interested to see about the Cardinals. So I think people are not thinking about James Conner. Let's put it like that.
That's true. Yeah.
You already know.
Really,
I'm high on Mr. Javonte Williams in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they set this man out. Like they set him out like he's been there for years. Like I really think like, here you go, have fun. I heard nothing negative about the man. I think Melvin Gordon's on his way out. Everybody knows it except him. He's still got that DUI. I think by week 2-3, he's going to be kind of an afterthought. This is going to be a 70-30 Javonte Williams personally.
So let's say you don't have Javonte Williams. Like, what do you want to see today? I mean, you probably want to see Melvin Gordon split 50-50. And then I want to ask you, like, if you don't have Javonte Williams and you want to trade for him, you want to see probably 50-50 split. And what kind of player would you, like, offer maybe for him if you don't have him? Let's say he goes like a 6. Let's say he goes like 12 carries for like 60 yards or something today, and he splits basically.
Well, that means his price is as low as it's going to be to me.
Okay.
So if you're not seeing what a team's weakness is, maybe they got 5 running backs, they got 2 out of 7 receivers, something 2 out of 3 receivers. I'd offer him a receiver off the bench. Somebody with high upside might look, hey, you see the problem, here you go. I'm solving your issue. Because a lot of people don't believe in Javonte Williams. I mean, they do, but they don't. It's like, oh, yeah, but yeah, let's still get Melvin Gordon. Is he? It's going to be pointless to me. But that's just me. Who else? Let's see if Mecole Hardman can actually be the number 2 guy. I'm interested in seeing that. I had some people ask me, like, you have Saquon, you playing Saquon. Bro, you play your stars. End of story. Mm-hmm. Don't even think about it. Do not even second guess that, because when you do that, how mad and frustrated would you feel looking back and seeing that you didn't play that guy? Saquon only if they give Saquon 10 touches, I'm cool. Like he's capable of that much with 10 touches. Like it's Saquon, bro. Stop playing.
Yeah, I want to see if he's got the juice still, but yeah, we're
Yeah, oh
assuming
yeah.
he does. Oop,
Life's a gamble, man. That's for sure.
there we go. There's
But
Pat's message. If he's active, you play him. End of discussion.
like, period. There's no reason. Don't even think about it.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you have? How many people? If you have a 5-man league, 6-man league, then maybe you can sit him, but no.
And then you got some people that were like, well, should I play Devontae? First of all,
Devontae,
we already talked
what
about
are you talking about?
Booker. Yeah,
Finish the-
Devontae Booker over
Devontae Booker.
Stop it. I don't.
Colin says, except
Sneaky play. Yeah, I think hey, Eric's already talked about Zeke's metrics and losing a step and all that kind of stuff. That's why I got Pollard.
Okay,
some
so
people I've seen Zeke go.
Like, he got tackled at the 3-yard line by a basic, very average backup. I think that was a backup secondary guy, and he even had like an angle where he could have juked him. Still, it wasn't like they were running side by side. That's a bad sign, man. And then yeah, they were getting Pollard a lot of touches too, like a lot more. When the game script is so pass heavy and he was that involved, what's going to happen when it's not so pass heavy?
It's not good, and it's not like. And some people are like, well, as the season goes on, they're going to give the ball. Dak is throwing the ball. They have great. Dak is throwing the ball. He shouldn't be throwing that many times, but Dak is throwing the ball. End of story. Like, there's no way around that. And Dak, I think Dak was pretty good tonight. He had a couple runs that you kind of like, ugh, but his first time out. I thought he did all right.
You're nervous for sure.
Real. I mean, what else we got on here? What do you think about this? So you got James White, you got Boston Scott in the league here.
I don't know what I'm doing
got
with these
going on?
guys. I don't know what I'm doing with these guys.
I'm looking. I'm like, who has these guys?
So he's talking about. I have. Wait, we got a question. I have Boston Scott and what is the other one? James White at the end of my bench.
James White.
So James might be a quick cut. If he doesn't catch like 7 balls a day, he's a quick cut. You just cut. You don't play that path. What's up, Cody? Thanks for the question, man.
What's
you
up,
too,
man?
Colin. Tyson Williams or Marquez Callaway. So
Tyson
I'm talking
Williams.
Tyson Williams, without a doubt. Marquez is going to see a lot of Jair Alexander. If he doesn't, he's still getting a lot of attention. So we're definitely on Tyson. You can't, and like I said earlier, you probably weren't around for this, but we have Latavius Murray can't learn more than a couple goal line plays in 2 days. He's only been on the team for 2 days. So Tyson Williams all day, man. Good size. He's fast. Looked great in the preseason.
Great reviews.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a new thing on the shelf. Obviously nobody wants those injuries that happen to those guys. But even before that, they were talking about that guy. Like, they were literally talking about him, how explosive, how good he looks. So Tyson Williams, he has the confidence of the coaching staff. Marquez, Jair, of course, man. Anytime.
If that's, I would be so surprised if he doesn't have a great game. I think he's gonna put up.
Would be solid.
What's your estimate, Pat? I'm gonna say 14 points, half PPR.
I'm saying more.
That's my floor.
I'm gonna go 18 and a half.
What time is that game? Is that a 3:00?
Monday.
Oh, it is Monday.
Yep.
Man, I want to see that game now. I'm excited for that one.
I think he's looking about 18.
What's up, Sean? All right, got a big long question here. Got Aaron Jones, should I pick up the new defense?
That's a committed name, man. That's good.
Right before the game starts, so I'm not playing against myself.
Okay.
I don't know. We talked about a few defenses. We like what? San Fran. The Ravens are definitely
San Fran.
What was the other one?
I think New England.
New England. New England for sure, man. Oh, let me look at what percent they're on.
Obviously, Washington.
They're gone. Let's talk about ones that are probably available.
Hey,
it can't be.
You guys, I don't know. I picked up Washington like 5 days ago. What in the world is somebody doing?
Let's see. I'm looking at owned on Yahoo.
Yeah, it depends on who's available. Maybe give us like 3 or 4 defenses that you could pick up.
So he's got New Orleans. They're about 30% owned. Carolina today against the Jets.
Rookie quarterback.
It's at home. It's in Carolina. I think I like that better. Also, if you look at, I really hope 49ers might be available. Denver, I like Denver today. They're in New York, but they're favored. I like those. So what did we just say? San Francisco, Denver, Carolina.
And how about you ask
Washington?
You put on here, ask us or put some possibilities up. How about that?
Yeah.
That'd probably be easier.
If you don't have one of those guys, tell us who's available. Yeah, Cody, I take 14. No, I think we're getting 14 minimum. I'm ready for that game, man.
Yeah, Cody. I mean, but honestly, that's
just wait with Zeke, man.
I think he's gonna have way better games than that. But if you've been, Eric's been on this guy Zeke's metric, lost a step like since honestly, man, like 17. Hey, he's been calling his downfall for a couple years. You got to think, and that's another reason why I had a 5th pick in the draft. I did not take him, is because the carries, man, flat out. This man has gotten 1 billion carries already. Like, and just with that example of the night against that backup cornerback or whatever, like old Zeke, either shaking you or he running you over. Instead, it looked like he just like fell, like take me.
Didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe gain shape. Yeah, something like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I think Zeke's gonna definitely have better days. But once again, I have Tony Pollard in the league because they got you see that flip around thing where he did like that. I don't know what he's throwing to the stands type thing. Like they got him like he's involved. He's not going anywhere. He looks better than Zeke. To be honest with you.
That shows they're confident with him, I think, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just do those extra type of plays, and he looks better than me, flat out. Zeke. I think he had more than Zeke.
In PPR, he outscored Zeke. Yep. But let's wait for a couple big games. Maybe we'll talk about trading him. I had Zeke for the first 3 or 4 years he was in the league. I love the guy, and then I just started seeing the red flags. So we'll talk about it later in the year. But I think we should. We gotta do our own check-ins.
Some props. Look,
eat Thursday. A couple little things here and there, sprinkle them. But if you have any last-second questions, we'll get to it. But I think we're gonna sign off. But you can go back and listen to the beginning of this. We were talking about the Vikings. I highly doubt that the Bengals are gonna run all over the Vikings. I think it's gonna be more of a pass game. Tyson Williams, we love him. Here we go. I said 14 plus. I put my name and my integrity on the line. We like him. I think you should start him in a 3-receiver league.
Kirk Cousins, I think, is going to be a good play too.
Yeah, I like that too. And then Claypool, let's see it this week. Tua, let's see it before we start him. Gesicki, I don't think he should be in your lineup this week.
I'm not a Tua guy.
Yeah, Sean says Panthers are there, and so are the Dolphins and the Broncos. I'm gonna go Broncos. Ooh. Personally, I think I'm gonna go Broncos with that. Even though I don't like the away team defenses. You like Broncos too?
Broncos.
Okay. Broncos.
Yeah, I think we already talked about them a couple weeks back. Look at their next 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, they have a really good start to the season, Sean. It's grabbing
Broncos.
Me. Yep. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Pat. We'll come back, recap the games. We'll be on TikTok, editing dance videos of Pat soon. Appreciate it. Subscribe. Anything else?
All right, man. Deuces, good luck today, everybody.
Yep, good luck.
Reach out to us if you have any questions on that. Have fun. Welcome week 1.
Yeah, enjoy the games. See ya.